Hi, I'm Darnell Cox with Live Young Lifestyle, and I'm here again with my best friend Gina on another episode of Cooking with Friends.
Yay!
And today we are making a creamy chicken and wild rice soup that is non-dairy.
I've never really made a soup.
Really?
No, and what kind of a pan is this?
This is a Dutch oven.
It's a Dutch oven. This is a Dutch oven pan.
So we're gonna start with a little swirl of olive oil. It's really important to add these kind of good fats to your diet. Okay. So you're gonna add 1 white onion.
Oh, I'm doing this?
Yeah. It's like a cup of white onions.
Okay.
And a cup of thinly diced carrots. 3/4 of a cup of celery. And then you're gonna cook that for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Stir it?
Yeah. Just stir it and cook it for about 3 or 4 minutes because those are the harder vegetables.
Right now. Oh my gosh, I'm Virginia.
So what was your favorite kind of soup growing up?
Homemade chicken noodle soup with vegetables.
Really?
That reminds me of winter or
Okay, so
you're sick.
Right, but the noodles are not really that great for you. So we've replaced that with 2 things that kind of give you that satisfaction of a noodle, which is a wild rice that's very meaty, and the mushrooms.
Oh yeah, I love
the mushrooms in a soup. They're very hearty and filling, so it's really good.
So you don't want it to brown. You just want it to cook a little.
You just want it to cook a little because those are the vegetables that are going to take the longest to cook.
Okay.
So we're going to add to that. This is chopped fresh thyme. I won't say you can't use the dried, but that smells so different.
So does the dried.
It does not smell like this. Okay, so you're going to add that in. So stir that around. And this is 1 package of the pre-sliced mushrooms, but the mushrooms are giant, so I just kind of coarsely chopped these. We're going to add that in.
I love mushrooms.
And 5 cloves of minced garlic. Garlic is good for you, so we're never afraid to add too much garlic. That's going to be like 5 minutes. So if you use a chicken stock that has salt in it, then you have to add the salt to taste. But if you use a non-salted, a sodium-free chicken stock, then I always add like a teaspoon of salt.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so that has about 5 minutes. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this. This is, one of these is 2 cups. So I normally add 4, but I try to stretch my soup because it depends on how many people I have. But you can do like 1.5 of these, which is 3 cups. Make sure you shake it first.
So it becomes thicker, the less you have, obviously.
Yeah, the less you have, the thicker it becomes. So if you want a really, really thick, creamy soup, then you'd only add
like 1.
You'd only add 1.
Okay.
So you're gonna bring that to a boil. We'll add some pepper. Let this boil for about 10 minutes. And so what I did with this one was it called for half and half.
Say what?
Okay, that's just not gonna work.
Yeah.
So I took 1 can of these cannellini beans, white beans. You drain them, you rinse them. I added 1 cup of this macadamia nut milk. Anytime you have a nut, like an almond or a macadamia nut, and you can make a milk out of it, you're looking at extra protein. And then we're just gonna blend it until it's smooth. We're gonna add about a third of a cup of whole wheat flour to this mixture.
Okay.
So when it's time to add that into the soup and we let it boil, it will gradually thicken, kind of how you make gravy with flour. So this is 3 cups of the curly kale, and you just chop it, take the stems out, so that gets cooked for like 2 or 3 minutes. Whenever I make this soup, I usually use leftover chicken. Or even like if you don't have leftover chicken and you want to buy a rotisserie chicken and just take the breast off, or sometimes they'll sell them like that, you just take the skin off and shred it. So you're adding about 2 cups of shredded all white meat chicken.
Love that.
This is a really, really hearty soup. I'm gonna save a little bit for the dog.
This is definitely a fall, winter soup.
And this is wild rice. Now this is what gives the soup that meaty, well, it's the chicken and the rice and the mushrooms that I think make it like It is a chewy soup. Like,
Yum.
remember those soup commercials from like the old athletes where it was, I forgot the name of the soup, but it was like some sort of soup that was like a meal.
There's no fuzz on this, Eagle.
Donovan shaves with
chunky soup.
It was the mothers of the athletes that were talking about that soup, and it was a manly soup. This is a homemade version of the manly soup. So you're adding wild rice. Now you can buy pre-cooked wild rice. Wow, look at that. I'm gonna add all of that. That looks really good. So
this is really hearty. Wow.
Yeah, and we haven't even thickened it up yet. Now this is gonna go into there. We need to make sure it's boiling really well. Boil again since we just put in the rice. And we're gonna do this slowly, and just like when you make gravy, you're gonna just continue to stir it. And we don't have to use all of this. We put in a little bit, we let it cook a little bit and see how thick it gets. All right, I'm gonna start doing this.
And you want me to stir while you're doing it? Okay.
Can you?
Yeah. This is changing everything.
It is. And here's the thing, I've tried this mixture with a lot of different soups. And you can take any type of soup, and if you wanna make it creamy, you just add this. And it's protein and fiber and really good stuff that you're adding to a soup in place of.
Are you so excited
I'm
with this
so
soup?
excited.
It's hearty and it's
My mouth is like watering.
This is
Smells really good. Our sinuses are now clear from all the steam.
Right. My skin looks good.
We're
feeling
all
good.
dewy.
Oh, this is definitely living young in a pot.
Okay, so we're gonna dish this out now. Oh my.
It looks hearty and creamy, and it smells amazing.
So there you have it, a dairy-free wild rice and chicken soup that is still ridiculously creamy. Now, anytime that I can take an ingredient out that is not that great for you, like the half and half, and add an ingredient that adds protein and fiber, you know, that's a really good way to live young. Now, what do you think?
Eat up. It's
I'm eating,
delicious.
totally eating.
So good. It's delicious. It's hot. It's good.
This is the new, healthier version of a Hungry Man soup, homemade. Now that's a good way to live young.